Hi, fight fans, and welcome back to LL Sports TV. Hope you're all doing well. So, there's a couple of fights this weekend that I must say I'm really looking forward to. They are Newark's Shakur Stevenson against William Zepeda of Mexico. That's for the lightweight title of the world, WBC, I believe. Also, Ilford's Hamza Sheeraz is taking on Edgar Berlanga of New York. That fight is taking place in New York this Saturday, July the 12th, at the Louis Armstrong Stadium over in Queens. Now, both these fights are on the same card, and I'm going to do videos for both because I think both fights deserve their own video. I've got to give them their due justification. And I've got to say, the Hamza Sheeraz versus Berlanga fight is generating a lot of buzz. It really is. And it's due to the intriguing matchup of the two fighters. There's also an intriguing clash of styles, not just in the ring. You've got like what I call the box puncher versus the puncher boxer. There's also a classic matchup of styles in terms of their personalities. I think you could say that they are polar opposite in terms of their personalities. I mean, on the one hand, you've got Edgar Berlanga from New York, loud, extrovert, verbose, trash talking, macho man, street dude, dressed from head to toe in street gear and lots of chains, exhibiting the typical New York swag. Then on the other hand, you've got Hamza Sheeraz. He's from London, more laid back, more introverted, well-dressed, articulate, speaks well, very confident, but with a more humble approach to it. And the two of them clashing like that is made for an interesting backdrop to this fight. They've been going back and forth, and it's been quite entertaining, I've got to say. So yeah, that's good for that. A closer look at the two fighters, starting with Hamza Sheeraz. He's from Ilford, London. He's 26 years old, very tall, 6'3", very rangy. He's got a 75-inch reach, orthodox boxer. He's currently unbeaten as a pro. He has a professional record of 22 fights, 21 wins, 17 by knockout, no losses, one draw. That draw was in his last fight. That was back in February of this year. He took on Carlos Adames of the Dominican Republic for the WBC middleweight title. Now, as I said, the fight was judged as a split draw. However, I've got to be honest, if you watch the fight as I did, and you're being honest to yourself, you will have to ascertain that Carlos Adames won that fight, and to me, he won that fight clearly. So I've got to be honest and say that Shiraz got away with one that night. And it was noticeable that after the fight, he got quite a bit of criticism. He also dispensed with his trainer, Ricky Funes, and he's linked up with Andy Lee of Ireland, and he's been training over in Ireland for this fight with Edgar Berlanga. It's their first fight together. Now, many people say that Hamza Sheeraz underperformed in that fight, which I guess is fair. He didn't really let his hands go enough. But then you could also say that we're not putting enough respect on Carlos Adames' name, because he is a good champion, he is a good fighter, and it was never going to be an easy night for Hamza Sheeraz. As for Edgar Berlanga, born in Brooklyn, New York to Puerto Rican parents, he's the slightly older man at 28 years old, also slightly shorter. He's 6'1". He has a slightly shorter reach also, 73 inches. He's got a professional record of 24 fights, 23 wins, 18 by KO, one loss. Now, that one loss was to Saul Canelo Alvarez in a title shot for the WBC super middleweight belt. He was dropped and comprehensively beaten in that fight, no arguments. He went the distance, but I've got to say, he wasn't that competitive, really. Didn't win many rounds, if any. It was fairly easy, routine win for Saul Canelo Alvarez. Having said that, though, prior to the fight with Canelo Alvarez, Edgar Berlanga had established himself as a bit of a knockout artist. I mean, of his 23 wins, I think he has something like 16 first-round knockouts, which is quite amazing, even if the opponents have not been that good. His last fight was also a first-round knockout, so I think we can see from that he's a big puncher. With regards to how the fight will play out, I think the first thing to note is that Shiraz will be moving up in weight for this fight. He formerly fought at middleweight. This is a super middleweight fight. So the guys at super middleweight will be bigger, stronger. I would imagine they'll be able to absorb his punches a little bit better. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But Shiraz is the taller guy, longer reach. I do think he has the superior boxing skills against Berlanga, who is more aggressive, more power punching. And I think this will make for a really interesting tactical battle. I mean, what I think will happen is that I believe that Berlanga will be the aggressor. He will look to come forward behind the jab, look to get in close. Once in close, I expect him to target the body and then throw hooks and right hands over the top, uppercuts, try and rough Sheeraz up a bit, try and use his physicality. As for Sheeraz, I think he will need to use his jab, establish a jab early, a hurtful jab he will need to use, try and neutralize Berlanga's offense. Once he gets into the rhythm, I expect him to try and bring into play the 1-2s, hooks to the body, hooks to the head. He's got a good left hook, Hamza Sheeraz, got a good uppercut as well. So this is going to be a really good fight. And if Sheeraz can take Berlanga's power, I think that his superior technical skills and his height and reach could give him a decided advantage. And it's worth noticing as well that Sheeraz previously did have good power himself at middleweight. He was very big for the weight. So I'm expecting some of that power to carry up to the bigger weight. Although, again, obviously we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. So I guess what I'm saying is that I'm leaning towards a Sheeraz win. I do think he's a better boxer. And I think that there might not be as big a differential in power as some people are suggesting. I'm going for Sheeraz to win. I think he may have to weather the storm and endure some precarious moments. But I do think he will emerge as the winner, maybe even hurting Berlanga a few times, maybe even dropping him en route to a unanimous points decision. So yeah, I've got Hamza Sheeraz. Maybe there's a little bit of British biasness in that. But I do believe in Hamza Sheeraz as a fighter. He underperformed in his last fight. I think this is a fight in which gives him the opportunity to put things right and get his name back up there. And I think he'll take advantage of that, get the win over Berlanga and move on, hopefully to a world title shot within the next year to 18 months. Anyway, that's all from me. Thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate it. Love to know what you guys think. What do you make of this fight? Do you agree with me that Shiraz will win, come out victorious? Or do you think that Berlanga, with his style, do you think he'll bully Shiraz? Do you think he'll hurt him? Do you think he has the punching power to get Shiraz out of there? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.